So it looks like everybody's come out to greet me this evening. So, guys, so I thought I would do some little introductions. This little goober right here is Hobgoblin. He's definitely the most outgoing. He's cinnamon, and he's got some curly whiskers and a little goofy, puffy, goofy fur, so he's a pretty funny looking dude. So this is Hobgoblin. Hey, you stay in there, Mr. Man. You're not coming out. He and I have spent a lot of time together because he's been the most outgoing and most eager to come out. This guy back here is Decker. He's a little more shy. Hobgoblin, stay in the cage. You can't come out. That's Decker. Hobgoblin, get in the cage. He keeps trying to sneak out. Hey, you come here. Sit in my lap then. This is Decker. He's a little shy. He doesn't really let me play with him much, but he'll come out and say hi. And then in this back corner here is Trouble. He is actually Goblin. Stop. He's Hobgoblin's brother. They're the same age. They're both cinnamons. Trouble has actually been my shyest one, which is funny because at the breeders he was actually the most outgoing. Hi, Trouble. This is actually the most I've seen of him since I got him home. Hi, Trouble. How you doing? Goblin, you naughty boy. Stop trying to escape. Yesterday I gave him some treats when I came down, and I brought some more treats for them tonight, but wanted to introduce everybody first. But everyone's a little excited right now, so I might give them some food and spend some time with them before I go much further trying to record because they're all pretty excited. So right now I'm trying something I did with Tribble and Fizbin when I first got them, where I'm putting a little bit of meat flavored baby food on the end of like a spoon or a fork or something, just to give them some treats, but also kind of get them kind of reinforce the idea that just because something smells like food doesn't necessarily mean you should nab it. Kind of try and teach them to lick gently a little bit at things, or maybe nibble to test, just so, you know, to kind of reinforce that idea that maybe just because my hand smells like food doesn't necessarily mean that my hand is something you can bite. I don't know if that's an issue these guys have. I just know it's something I saw on another channel that I've been trying to do. Where did Trouble go? Trouble likes to hide in here. That's Decker right there who's eating. Here comes Hobgoblin, my crazy man. Here, let me get some more. Here, Goblin, you want some more? He just grabs a mouthful. They like hiding in this little bin. Where's Trouble? It is funny because at the breeders, Trouble, well, he got his name because he kept trying to escape and he was being a crazy man. But here I rarely see him, to be honest. This was actually the first time I'd seen him beyond just like him in the back of the cage. He's been pretty shy. So I'm kind of impressed. But yeah, this is Hobgoblin and Decker. I'll show you the other three boys in a minute. They're getting a little antsy, but I'm trying to do one cage at a time because it's just too much to try and have both of them open, especially with Goblin trying to escape as much as he is. And this area isn't as secure as my normal area, since this is my quarantine area, so it's not like I can just let them out. I'm kind of just been trying to hang out near them and let them kind of get comfortable with me near them and everything. So this one cage is a little more tricky, and I feel bad because I feel like I'm probably startling them when I open it. So this is Decker's brother. This is Grayson. And then these two are also brothers. This one is Corby. He's got a little raccoon face. I believe that he and his brother are Silvermanes, if I'm remembering the name correctly. I know that Goblin and Trouble are cinnamons, and Decker and Grayson are blues. I believe these two are Silvermanes. This is Corby again. And then his brother over here is Flint. Flint has a little bit of a ferret face. Yes, we all see you, Goblin. But yeah, let me get the cage open. Here's Corby having some wet food, and Flint. The lighting's not great down here, but yeah, these two are Flint and Corby. They're the youngest two. These two are about 4 months old, I believe. And then I think Grayson and Decker are about 6 months old. And Hobgoblin and Trouble are more like 8 months old. So they're not all the same age, which is good. But they're also kind of still close in age, so that could be an issue when they all get old. Just that they'll probably all come into health issues, probably not too far away from each other, which will stink, but here, Gray, you want some? Grayson. He's up top, so he's kind of missing out on the goodies. But I can't really get to him where I'm at. But yeah, they're very friendly boys. Very sweet. I'm kind of just taking it easy with them. I'm not really trying to pick them up or handle them too much. I'm mostly just putting my hand in, getting some scent, maybe touching them if they don't shy away, but she did say she usually worked every day for a few minutes on handling, on picking them up, getting them used to being handled, but I want to just establish a base of trust between us first because they don't know me and they lived with her for all their lives, so I'm not trying to push myself on them right away. Once they get more comfortable with me, I'll probably do a little more working on handling, but right now I'm just kind of trying to get my scent in there, get them to see that I'm safe, I'm not going to hurt them, I'm a good thing, I'm friendly. See, they're a little skittish still. They were less so when I went to get them, but they were also in their home where they'd grown up. They were in familiar territory. The woman who bred them and raised them was there with them. So they're still adjusting, but I think everybody's doing pretty good. They're all very eager. You are adorable, Grayson. You are so cute, Gray. All their names are Star Trek references, I think I've said before, but Gray, you want some? Tasty. Is it tasty? It's turkey flavor, I think. It's turkey. Yum. Here, you want some more? Want some more, Corby? Getting pretty good at remembering their names and telling them apart. Here, Goblin. You're such a spaz. They're definitely very energetic. I think they're going to be really good for Trouble. Because he's just never really had a companion that was good to him. You know, he's never been able to live with another rat that could be a good companion to him and, you know, groom him and spend time with him. And hey, you. Excuse me, sir. I just dropped a big glob of it on your back. I just dropped a big glob of it on your back. You didn't even notice. One of your brothers is going to have to lick that off. No escaping. No escaping. Yeah, see, they're still a little skittish, so I'm not trying not to push the envelope too much. I'm just trying to get them comfortable with me. Get them to see, hey, I'm not going to hurt you. I'm just here to give you treats and loves and scritches. They're very curious, very active, which will be fun. So it is kind of funny when I first put them in here, they were these three were shoving each other around for first dibs on the water bottle. Gray, you are killing me. You are so cute. So cute. Hobgoblin and Decker ramming around. But yeah, hopefully I'll be able to do a little bit better pictures and videos of them and stuff once I get them moved into the main rat room, where they can, what are you doing? Where they can run around and actually play in the play area and not be stuck in their cages. But until quarantine's over, you're stuck in here, boys. Sorry. You're not escaping, you little goober. I may try and set up, there's still a week left in quarantine, but I may try and get their regular, the big cage set up this week, which it's still gonna be a little small for all 6 of them, but it will be bigger than these 2 cages that they're in right now. Get that set up and put all 6 of them in there together because they've all been introduced. They all know each other. They've lived together for a while, so they could all go together. And then, hey, don't rip that. That might help get some of that energy out since they don't have a ton to do in these kind of smaller cages like this. But Flint and Corby are the 2 that the breeder suggested I introduce first to Tribble because she said that they, being the youngest and the smallest and just kind of generally very sweet temperamented, they would be good first intros for him. Less likely to cause any kind of territorial issue. He would be less threatened by them because they're the youngest still. Before I introduce him to some of the bigger boys, especially because he's got such a history of being bullied. So I'm thinking that's probably what I'll do, is introduce him first to these 2. So I'll probably ultimately, when I get to intros, introduce Flint and Corby to Tribble and then put Flint, Corby, and Tribble in one cage together. So move Flint and Corby into Tribble's cage and then have Trouble, Hobgoblin, Decker, and Grayson in the other cage. And then eventually I'd like to work up to having either taking the base, the sides off of one of the cages so that I can combine them into one cage, or just put like a tunnel between them or something. Hi, Trouble. Ah, nibblers. You naughty little nibblers. My hand is not food. Get back in there, here. I will give you some baby food if you get back in there. Here, Trouble, did you want some? Yeah, they are kind of grabby right now. I think part of it is just that they're very overexcited and I think probably a little bored in these smaller cages with not as much to do. So I'm hoping that maybe moving them into the other cage this weekend would be a good idea to just give them a little more space to climb and ram around and get some of that energy out. And your Flint and Corby are wrestling in there. I don't know where Decker went. He must be back in here. They kind of all just hang out in there. Hey, you naughty little boy. Give me that. He's pulled this hammock that I'm using to keep their cage closed into the cage so he can chew on it. You naughty boy. Goblin, there's nothing there for you. Hey, you stay in your cage. So I distributed some food and everyone's just munching away now. I think Flint and Gray are both in there eating, and I know Trouble's up here. Hobgoblin's eating, scavenging, and then I can hear Decker in there munching away. So gave him lots of food. I've been mostly scatter feeding in these cages to help get them moving, give them some enrichment since they don't have a ton going on in their cages at the moment. So hopefully that kind of helps give them something to do, but they all seem to be just munching away, having a good time. I gave them a little extra goodies. I gave him some cheese and a couple pieces of cheese and liver in both cages, just because I cut some up for my dog. But everybody's just happily munching away. So I think I'm just gonna sit. I closed their cages back up, and I think right now I'm actually just gonna sit outside the cages, just be here, you know, be a presence, be a sound and a smell, and just someone who's here. Just keep getting them comfortable with me. They're all squeezed in there. Oh, Flint's got a peanut. And Corby's out here searching away. And I think Gray is in the box now. Yeah. I don't think Trouble has any food. I think he's just chilling. But that's okay. This is the closest he's really come out and hung out. So I'll take it. Yeah, everyone's adjusting good. I'm just kind of wanting to fast forward to the part where I can introduce him to Tribble, because I think he's going to be really happy once he can meet them. But yeah, I think that's all I've got for tonight. Just going to hang out with him for a little bit.